for their criminal activities. Without the Russian mafia, it is fair to say
owners of this particular slice of Trump real estate are two men named
to the president and his companies. The bottom line, Trump's business empire allegedly tied to Russian mobsters.
Thursday morning in Sunny Isles, Florida, a stretch of coastline known for its gleaming high-rise towers and the kind of wealth that doesn't exactly announce itself with press releases. This is where one of the Trump-branded properties sits, right there against the Atlantic Ocean, all glass and marble and luxury finishings designed to attract international buyers with serious money. The FBI arrives and they go straight to Unit 4102. Not a polite visit, not a request for an interview, a search warrant execution, and the owners of this particular slice of Trump real estate are two men named Oleg Patulia and Andun Makarov, both Russian nationals whose names might not ring any immediate bells for the average American, but whose business arrangements tell a far more interesting story.
Welcome back to our broadcast. President Trump has repeatedly downplayed his business ties to Russia, but a fascinating new piece of journalism tracks 3 decades of Russian money connected to Trump properties. Trump's Russian laundromat reads the headline in the New Republic, quote, "Whether Trump knew it or not, Russian mobsters and corrupt oligarchs use Trump's properties not only to launder vast sums of money from extortion, drugs, gambling, and racketeering, but even as a base of operations for their criminal activities. Without the Russian mafia, it is fair to say Donald Trump would not be president of the United States." That is a weighty charge.
These two are linked to a corporate entity called MIC USA LLC, which, if that name sounds like something generated by a computer program designed to sound generic and untraceable, well, that might not be an accident. Shell companies exist for a lot of reasons, some legitimate, some considerably less so. And this particular shell company has already been swirling in legal trouble. Lawsuits have been filed, suspicious financial transactions have been alleged, the kind of paper trail that makes federal investigators sit up straighter in their chairs and start connecting dots. And when you start connecting those dots, when you follow the money from this condo in Sunny Isles to the broader network of Trump-branded properties that have been purchased by foreign buyers with opaque backgrounds, suddenly you start seeing a pattern that is very difficult to dismiss as coincidence.
Question, what is it about Trump and the Russians? Which may be even harder to answer. How do you answer?
Well, there's been a lot of great reporting about Trump and the Russians lately, but if you want to know when he was first compromised by the Russians, I go back 33 years to 1984, and at that time, a guy named David Bogadin walked into Trump Tower. He was a Russian immigrant, and he had ties to the most powerful crime ring in Russia. And he sat down with Donald Trump, and he bought not one apartment, not two, but 5 condos in Trump Tower.
The FBI clearly saw enough in those patterns, enough in those financial records, in those corporate filings, and those lawsuit allegations to convince a judge that there was something inside that condo unit worth looking at, worth obtaining a warrant for, worth sending agents in to collect.
And the state attorney general later ruled that was laundering money. And Trump Towers, in many ways, had been set up as a perfect vehicle for money laundering. It was at the time, it was one of only 2 buildings in New York City where anonymous people could use shell companies to buy condominiums.